If you're all familiar with the works of Project Moon, you know that adapting characters from literature has become one of their greatest storytelling tools. Specifically in this video, we're going to be focusing on Heathcliff and his story in Love Is Company, and how his story represents the idea of the other, by Jean-Paul Sartre. If you're someone watching this because it got recommended to you or whatever, this is my final project for my theories class in college. If you're my professor, hello. I'll be starting with a basic rundown of the first story of Heathcliff, a quick synopsis on Jean-Paul Sartre. If you haven't played Candle 6, I definitely recommend playing through the Project Moon game so you aren't completely spoiled over the story beats. And if you're my professor who needs to grade this is just a catch-up and it'll have to do. Project Moon's story adaptation of Wuthering Heights is, for one, an adaptation, with this first story beats loosely following the original book, so if you're more familiar with it, it'll help. Heathcliff, taken as an orphan, found as a seedy rat on the streets into the home of Wuthering Heights, grows up to be hated by most of the family, excluding mainly Catherine, main love interest and story-driving character, Nellie, for a time, and the father, who just dies off screen. This death begins the abuse towards Heathcliff as Hindley, older brother of Catherine, takes control over the manor. Heathcliff's relationship with Catherine begins to sour, and eventually, Catherine marries Linton. Hindley's hatred of Heathcliff and his efforts to prevent Heathcliff and Catherine to be together eventually drives Heathcliff out, though both still harbor affections for each other. What's important about this story isn't entirely its content, but how it's shown to us. Without too much unnecessary detail, this is a golden bough. It's the reason why Heathcliff and the rest of the group, whose stories we follow, eventually come back to Wuthering Heights. It resonates with each of the characters. Here, Heathcliff, forcing everyone in a nearby area to view into the selected character's past or psyche. Basically, everyone sees the story of Heathcliff's past, including Heathcliff himself. Why this is important is why I chose to focus on Jean-Paul Sartre's Beings and Nothingness. So let's recap. Sartre presents a story of you looking through a keyhole. Alone, the actions you take leading up to looking through this keyhole are only known by you, and justify why you even look through this keyhole. Now imagine someone turns the corner and catches you in the act. This person now sees what you're doing, and in turn, you can reflect on your own actions, as if seeing from their perspective. To them, you could be some pervert, but it's the fact that you're seen that's important. Sartre says that through being seen by the other, that being either a person seeing you, or the idea that you're being seen, you now judge your actions. Without the observation of the other, you aren't conscious of each action you take. It's understanding that you are being looked at, in which you can reflect on what you've done. Sartre notes that there doesn't need to be a physical person there for you to judge yourself, since the only way to judge yourself is you looking at yourself from the perspective of the other. Now, what is Project Moon's main story tool when it comes to having a character reflect on their actions? Literally causing them to physically see the actions they took from an outsider's perspective to reflect on what they've done, especially during moments of heavy grief, where the actions they took would have been different if they did some self-reflecting earlier. Heathcliff is a prime example of this, with the moment before he leaves. Like, this is as close as you can get through looking through the peephole without him actually doing it. You see that during this moment, he just thinks of leaving everything behind. But now given this perspective, the perspective of the other, you see him reflect on the actions he knows he'll take. Now, with this ability to judge his actions, he learns that if he had just waited, not taking any rash actions, he would have known how much Catherine loved him. Project Moon is able to give us how he feels now that he's seen his actions through the other, and how he judges himself for what he did.
그래서 겉보기엔 항상 고독하고 쓸쓸해 보이지. 그럼에도 내가 이 꽃을 제일 좋아하는 이유를 말해줄까? 다른 꽃들은 전부 말라 비틀어지고 흐릿하게 변해가는데 이 꽃은 시들고 말라가도 색깔은 처음과 같이 똑같더라고. 그래서 난 네가 없을 땐 이 꽃들을 말려서 내 방에 걸어놓을 거야.
반지를? 바보 같은 소리 하지 마. 너를 두고 내가 왜 없어지겠어? 멍청하게도 지금까지 이 말의 의미를 모른 채로 살고 있었어. 개설인, 너의 모든 말들은 나를 사랑한다는